worked. He had to work 6 days a week, and his one easy day was Saturday, and he would get to go in, and the boss wouldn't be there, and he could just do easier kinds of work. Now, he used to let my brothers and I occasionally come to work with him on Saturday, and this is a response to one of those Saturdays. The name of the poem is Working, and there's a quote from the poet from the early 20th century, Vachel Lindsay. It says, "Factory windows are always broken. Something or other is going wrong." I remember my father shouting at the railroad tracks. Images of the punk kids who threw the stones gave him more work for Saturday, his one easy day, one day without the boss. And now he had to go up and down the ladder, being careful, when all he wanted was an easy day. Maybe painting walls or sweeping floors. Punk kids, why they have to do that shit? Children playing in a grown-down world, nowhere to wander in mind or space, no place to go in their dreams but battle, nothing to reach for but stones. They only wanted to get some fun, have an easy day. And what about the factory 20 years later and a dead dad later? Someone has covered the windows someone once touched. Someone thinks that will prevent the damage. Now Sam's going to be coming up here with me, and I'm going to be reading. I'm going to introduce all three poems now, and then we'll just roll through it with the percussion. The first poem I'm going to read is to a long-time working-class anti-racist and anti-sexist activist, Sojourner Truth. She's always been a hero of mine, and so we're going to do that first. And then the next poem, something that a lot of working-class people unfortunately aren't thinking about in the city of Cleveland, is the racism that exists with the Cleveland Indians baseball team. And this is a poem called "The Long and Painful Death of Chief Wahoo." And then the final poem is honoring a person who was most important in my development, a woman who 100 years ago was called the most dangerous woman in the United States, Emma Goldman. Emma Goldman, anarchist, activist, went to jail, was the first person to go to jail, incidentally, for birth control issues. Not Margaret Sanger, as a lot of people think. It was Emma Goldman. Emma Goldman spoke out on women's issues, spoke out on gay rights, spoke out on workers' issues all the time. That was the focus of her work, and was a nurse in the inner city to make her living. Now, this poem I wrote when Martin Luther King's birthday became a holiday. Because I said to myself, well, gee, that's pretty neat. They made Martin Luther King's birthday a holiday. But I wonder what the society would have to be like for it to be ready to make Emma Goldman's birthday a holiday. So those are the three poems, Sojourner, Wahoo, and Emma. This is for you, Sojourner, and all the burdens that you bore. A child of dreams, a child of wonder, a woman of strength, the power of thunder. This is for you, Sojourner. I reach now across my fear, so often distant these days. The little white boy knows scant of the pain of womanness, the so-called stain of dark, but tries, and weeps as he fights not to carry the bundled burden of shame so many have heaped upon your back. This is for you. I am your pale child I know you would have taken in if lost, your muscles bulging as they flex to sweep me up with your other children, those who must hurt so much more than I. You carry us all so long on your shoulder, at your breast, under your arm. Mother of mothers, child of child, you and your sisters praised in whispers as we struggle to remember your love, to uncover the light that you brought with your breath, with your courage, with your work. I am a lucky offshoot, great-grandchild to the seeds you planted, in the fields you plowed, on the land you cleared, in heart after heart. This is for you, Sojourner, and for every child who has gone hungry for food or love, every child who has sucked at the barren breast of prejudice, supped at the poisonous table of ignorance, genocide, and greed. Every child who has witnessed the wrenching, ripping of her spirit. Every child who has felt the need to clean up the mess left behind. Every child who has been left behind. This is for you, Sojourner. This is for every child in every community and every child inside every soul. This is for you, Sojourner. This is for you. This is for your spirit. This is for your vision. This is for your love. This is for you. This is for me. So far, not enough, I know, but I'm still working on it. The rhythm rises, the rhythm falls, it shakes our ceilings, it rattles our walls, as justice is dancing in our dreams, even if we don't quite know yet what it means. Chief Wahoo wounds our children's hearts, defiles the religion, demeans the arts of the first people, our Turtle Island hosts, the nations that were nearly turned into ghosts by some of the very people we've been taught to honor the most. Murder and mayhem, robbery and rape. It's a painful history we just can't escape as we live out our nightmares and seek out relief from the pain in our psyche, from the long-buried grief. Home runs and hot dogs, base hits and balls keep us numb to the pleadings, numb to the calls for justice, for life, for compassion, for respect. At Fort Laramie, Fort Progressive, Fort Leavenworth, respect. And sure, we fouled their water, fouled their air, fouled the land we claim to care about, but that's just something we can't think about. Something we can't think about. Like how we mutilated their history as we scalped and carved, as we slashed and burned our path through their homeland, through their dreams, through their children's hearts, stretching their skin for fun over our hats, over our saddle horns, over our souls, in an ongoing genocide we cannot face. No wonder we long for a stolen base, pray for a home run, rush to embrace a cartoon. We've lost our grace and cannot find it. Only when we listen to the voices, to the drums, to the songs of Pontiac, the Prophet, Tecumseh, Osceola, Captain Jack, will we look back to find the wisdom we so desperately lack, uncover the courage to face our sins. You see, this is where the dance of amends begins. This is the game in which every child wins. No strikeouts, no errors, no tomahawk chops, because every stadium rocks to the righteous rhythm of justice. Emma Goldman's birthday a holiday was the day cops stopped crushing skulls with clubs, was the day that women received equal pay with men, was the day that we tore down the corporate schools, the day that every neighborhood operated a television station, every voice a website. The day we made Emma Goldman's birthday a holiday was the day we dismantled the death machines, the day we found no more use for prisons, the day women were no longer controlled by the media images men designed. The day we made Emma Goldman's birthday a holiday was the day we gave birth back to mothers, the day we put production in the hands of the producers, the day we stopped applauding success at any cost, the day we put justice in the justice system, the day the pornographers went broke from